Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you. From Yahuwah, He is our Father, and Yahusha, He is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, His voice, our High Priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, who is our Mighty One. He is one. There is no other Mighty One in existence than Yahuwah, and Yahusha is His voice. This is Brother Daoud coming to you again to bring you the number 12 and the number 13 in Scripture. The number 12, I found it in Scripture so many times, I cannot count them, especially when you apply it to the children of Yeshua. But the number 13, very elusive. Let me tell you what I look for. A 13th month. I look for 13 tribes. I look for 13 foundations. I look for 13 gates. I couldn't find it. What kind of thinking could that be to add a 13th month to the calendar and it doesn't exist in the Scripture? Okay. Let me give you an analogy. You have an appointment in the morning, 12 o'clock. It's the appointment of a lifetime. You're going to inherit the world. So the night before, you decide that you're going to go out and celebrate. You're smoking weed, drinking alcohol, hanging out with the bubbly sisters. You lose track of time. You get home late. You get home at 10 o'clock. Remember, the appointment is at 12. So you say to yourself, I'm going to get 1 hour sleep, and I'll get up at 11. You fall asleep. You get up late. You look at the clock. You say, oh my goodness. It's 3 minutes to 12. What am I going to do? I'm going to miss my appointment. I know. I'm going to take the clock back 1 hour. So I put the clock back to 11. Jump in the shower. Get dressed. Get in the car. Ride straight across town. I arrive at the appointment at 5 minutes to 12 by my adjusted time. When I get to the desk, I tell the man I have an appointment today. And he says, okay, what is your name? My name is Brother Time Corrupt. Okay, Brother Time Corrupt. Let me look on the list. Time Corrupt, Time Corrupt, Time Corrupt. Ah, here you are. Mr. Corrupt, your appointment was at 12 noon. It's 1 o'clock now. You've missed the appointment. You've missed your interview. Mr. Corrupt says to him, how can that be? I woke up late. I took the watch back 1 hour so I can be here on time. And I got here 5 minutes to 12 by my adjusted time. How do you think the guy's looking at him? Better yet, how do you think Yahusha's looking at our people who are making adjustments? Better yet, how do you think Yahuwah, The master of time is looking at the person who corrupted his incorruptible timepiece on paper, but did not change anything in the heavens. Let's begin. Calendarofscripture.com. When you type in the Google machine, is there a 13th month in Scripture? They may bring you here or to some other places which will tell you right from the beginning there is no 13th month. Then they'll say, but, and they'll bring you to Ezekiel. Okay, let's read what's here. This brings us to the 12th day of the 4th month. This is when the instructions was given to Hezekiah, chapter 4, 1 to 11. Then he is given instructions by Yahuwah to lay on his left side 390 days, and when he accomplishes this, he is to then lay on his right side 40 days, equaling a total of 430 days. A day was to represent a year for Yeshua and Yahudah for their iniquity. Okay, so it's 430 days. Let's do some math. Are we authorized to do this? Can we do this on our own? Yes. This is what you have to do when you see things like this. All right? 430 days minus 364 days solar equals 66. 430 days minus 354 days lunar equals 56. Basically, all you have to do is take away 10 days from the lunar calendar and you can get your count. So if you add the solar year, a rational person who is in their right mind would count like this. Solar equals 1 year, 2 months, and 6 days. What do they want you to say? They want you to say that there is a 13th month to the calendar. But Daoud, that seems like 14 months, right? 1 year, 12, 2 months, 14, and 6 days. How do you get a 13th month? Now you have to take away 1 month. Subtract 1. Now you got your 13th month. Okay, let's go to the lunar count. The lunar will be 1 year, 1 month, 26 days. Brother Daoud, how was that 13th month? 13 months. Well, we have to take away a full month. So now we have a 13th month. We can't say that because the lunar count has 29 or 30 days. There's only 26 days here. So you can't say it's a complete 13th month or 13 months. How would you say it? 1 year and 26 days. Isn't that rational thought? But when it comes to religion and the people who created it, they create their own korbanats, their own laws, their own ways to finding equations, to fit their ideologies. It's called fencing the scripture, to try to make the scriptures say what you want it to say instead of going into the context and following the context. What is the context? He had to lay on his side to intercede on behalf of the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. This has nothing to do with what you would call a statute. Brother Dawood, what is a statute? A statute is the way that you carry out any given law by Yahuwah or any municipality. For example, in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, in the evening, is Yahuwah's Passover. That's a statute. It told you to look for the first month. Then it tells you what day, the 14th day of the month. Then it tells you what time of the day. In the evening, it teaches you how to carry out any given law at any given time. But there's no statute to add a 13th month in the Bible. Every scholar, every academic, every thinker knows this. Who doesn't know it? The children of Yeshua. They are promoting this behavior, and they're teaching from the same passage. They are duplicitous. Remember? Marked by deliberate deceptiveness. Is this deliberate deceptiveness? Tell me, is it? If you don't think it is, you may be a deceiver yourself, or one of the deceived. I just told you what a statute is. This is not a statute for you to add a 13th month to the calendar, is it? Especially by pretending one set of feelings, saying that you keep the law, and acting under the influence of another, transgressing the law. Who taught us this? The 13th tribe. Did you know that the 13th tribe needs a 13th month to represent them? All of the months of the year are represented by the children of Yeshua. Okay. Revelation 12. The woman that was in the heavens, who had the moon under her feet, 12 tribes of the children of Jacob, signifying 12 months of the lunar calendar. There was no month found for the Jews, so they created it using the Metonic cycle. Look what it says over to the left. What happens to anti-Semitism if Jews are not really Semites at all? The word is not Semite. It's Shem. Banya Shem. The children that came from Shem. They claim Ashkenaz. Ashkenaz. Yepet. We all know what happened to Yepet and his bloodline in Europe. These people are Khazarians. And they told you before, they are converts to Judaism. Can you be a convert to a bloodline? The answer is no. Now this is who our brothers are following. Everyone on the internet, we cannot find one who is not teaching for you to adjust the calendar. Can I tell you what the thought process is? Why you can't adjust the calendar, they say? Why you have to adjust the calendar, that is? Because if you don't, your feast is going to be all the way back in the winter, in the fall, in the summer, then to the spring, then back to the winter. If you don't do something about it, what are they telling you? What are they telling Yah? We don't trust you. We don't believe you have the ability to open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing where there will not be room enough to receive it any time of the year. So instead, we shall spit in your face, and we're going to follow the 13th tribe into a 13th month, then go to the lake of fire. 12 speaks of Yesharo. I've compiled a few scriptures for you, just to let you see. See, these people tried to add themselves into our covenant, but there's no month found for them. Revelation 21:12 had a great and high wall. What's he talking about? The city that came down from heaven has 12 gates. Is there 13? No. And at the 12 gates, 12 angels. Were there 13? And names were written on them, which are the names of the 12 tribes. Was it 13 tribes? 12 tribes of the sons of Yesharo, and no one else. Revelation 21:14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundation stones. And on them were the 12 names. Is it 13? Of the 12 apostles, were there 13? Some say yes. One of them was the devil. Just like the Jews. With the names, the 12 names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. John 6:13. So they gathered them up and filled 12 baskets with fragments from the 5 barley loaves which were left over by those who had eaten them. 12 baskets full of barley loaves. There was only 12 apostles to carry them. Yirmiyahu 52:20, the 2 pillars, the 1 sea, and the 12 bronze bulls that were under the sea, and the stands which King Solomon had made for the house of Yahuwah. The bronze of all these vessels were beyond weight. 12 bronze bulls. I wonder what happened to them. They must have been very valuable. In one of these colonizations, they must have been taken away. Leviticus 24:5. Then you shall take fine flour and bake 12 cakes with it. 2/10 of an ephah shall be in each cake. Why 12? For 12 tribes. Is there a 13th cake? No. 1 Chronicles 6:63. To the sons of Merari were given by lot, according to their families, from the tribe of Reuben, the tribe of Gad, and the tribe of Zebulun, 12 cities. Were there 13 cities? Only 12. Revelation 22:2. In the middle of its street, and on either side of the river, was the tree of life, bearing 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. Who are these leaves for? The children of Yasharel. This is in the great city. How many kinds of fruits? 12. For every month. How many months? 12. Is there 13? Never. Numbers 7:86. The 12 gold pans, full of incense, weighing 10 shekels apiece, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, all the gold of the pans, 120 shekels, 12 gold pans for the 12 tribes of the children of Yasharel. Is there a 13th? No. John 11:9. Yahusha answered, Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble because he sees the light of the world. The unlearned and the unstable will say, You see that? I told you. It's only 12 hours. He was speaking of sunrise to sunset. When you add the evening to it, which he speaks of, about you not stumbling in the darkness there, yeah, you have a 24-hour period. What is he saying? Even in time, it is calculated 12 hours while the sun is on one side of the earth, and on the other side where there's darkness, 12 hours. 12 plus 12, 24. Ezra 8:35. The exiles who had come from the captivity offered burnt offerings to the powerful shepherd of Yasharel. 12 bulls for all of Yasharel. There wasn't no 13? There wasn't a bull for the 13th tribe. 96 rams, 77 lambs, 12 male goats for a sin offering. No 13? So there's no atonement for the 13th tribe? Is there any sacrifices for the 13th month? Joshua 3:12. Now then, take for yourselves 12 men from the tribes of Yasharel, 1 man from each tribe. So there's no 13? Daniel 4:29. 12 months later, he was walking on the roof of the royal palace of Babylon. Could there have been a 13th month that comes after? According to the 13th tribe, there is. Acts 7:8. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision, and so Abraham became the father of Yitzhak, and circumcised him on the 8th day, and Yitzhak became the father of Jacob, and Jacob of the 12 patriarchs. 12 apostles, 12 patriarchs, 24 elders. 12 plus 12. Exodus 24:4. Moshe wrote down all the words of Yahuwah. Then he arose early in the morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain with 12 pillars for the 12 tribes of Yasharel. How many of you went to see the documentary that I told you to take a look at? You saw the 12 pillars there, right? Genesis 17:20. As for Yashmael, I have heard you. Behold, I will bless him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. He shall become the father of 12 princes, not 13. No, 12. And I will make him a great nation. This is our cousins. Yashmael, they're our cousins. When we return, they're going to gravitate towards us also. Allah is going to be forgotten. Numbers 17:2. Speak to the sons of Yisrael, and get from them a rod for each father's household, 12 rods, from all their leaders according to their father's household. You shall write each name on his rod. Is there 13 rods? Why not? Because there's only 12 tribes. Hey. So the Jews are not involved? The 13th tribe have nothing to do with this? Of course not. Numbers 7 and 84. This was the dedication offering for the altar from the leaders of Yisrael when it was anointed. 12 silver dishes, 12 silver bowls, 12 gold pans. No 13? There's no dishes, no bowls, and no pans for the 13th tribe? No. We've been bamboozled by the children of the devil that bear the symbol of Moloch and Chion on their arms, which our brothers are trying to emulate. Hanuk. Hanuk gives us time, right? And everything that is here has to do with time, does it not? How many portals? 12. How many doors? 12. How many windows? 12. How many periods of the solar year? 12. How many months of the lunar year? 12. 52 weeks equals what? 12 months or 12 periods. It is a strong delusion to believe in a 13th month. It is demonic in nature. All of the leaders, I'm going to guarantee you this, and I speak on behalf of he who is seated upon the throne, and his name is Yahuwah. You will not make it into the kingdom of heaven for how you have deceived the children of Yisrael. Shalom.